All right, all that's done. Time to move on to part two. Time to run some zero gauge from the back trailer hitch all the way to the alternator. Then I could just clamp this in and we'll be getting all sorts of good juice instead of that dinky little trailer plug. But I'm a multitasker, so while I'm in there running this wire for this trailer, I'm gonna go ahead and run the 1/0 cable, the big 3 basically, for when I go to do the system upgrade. It'll all already be done and ready to go, won't have to do it twice. And I guess while I'm in there, I might as well put a brand new excess power battery in there too. All right, so naturally, you know this thing is not just gonna cooperate with me. I had to pull all kinds of stuff apart just to get to that alternator. You can see it in there, but you can't really get to it. So all the little ductwork, all the intakes, I even had to come in through the driver's side fender to get to some of the hose clamps. But I can finally see it now, and I can finally get to the terminals, and I can finally run my wire. Now my next goal is to get a nice fat wire on that positive terminal and another solid negative wire, probably on that little bolt right there. It looks like a good place to ground it. And then I can start running it to the back, put the Anderson plug on, and be done with it. So basically what I'm doing today is not only the trailer plug, but I'm in there, I'm already digging deep to get to the alternator. I might as well do the big 3. This truck's eventually gonna have a couple thousand watts in it worth of sound system, so it's always good to have your wiring done before you even start any of that stuff. So I'm in here, might as well do it. You see I got some excess power. 1/0 OFC, I'm gonna run that from the alternator terminal over to the battery, as well as some grounds from the alternator to the firewall to the battery. And then of course I can run that 1/0 cable back over to the trailer in the back, or to a set of amplifiers, whatever I plan on doing later. As long as the hard part is going to be done first, I'll be good to go. Can't see shit, but it's done. Got the positive and negative terminals on. Time to pull these tubes back, and then I can do all this stuff once that's finished. It's pretty ugly. I mean, it's stock. Doesn't need to be pretty or anything like that. The upgrade that I'm doing is a great upgrade, but it's not really necessary. I'm just preparing for a future system. And I might as well while I got this hood up and all this cable out. The more stuff you get done now, the less you got to do later. So if I can slam this hood down, and when it's time to hook up the system, all I got to do is just tap in. It makes my life a lot easier. It's a long run, so I'm gonna have to feed it from the bottom over here. That way I don't have to unspool the whole entire 50 feet. We're gonna go ahead and run that along the frame, all the way to the back, put the Anderson plug on it. All right, this wire's ran. I just followed the factory wiring all the way to the back. Tucked it way up in there, out of the way of everything. And this last little bit of slack is going to tuck over the top of the frame, get zip tied in, and I'll put my plug right here on the end. Oh, I got the other half of the Anderson connector that's going to be hooked up to the trailer. Got the Sky High crimper. Crimp the shit out of those things right there, man. This thing's going to be great. And all I got to do is attach it to that. basically this one's gonna shove up in there, that one's gonna shove up in there, and then we're gonna have ourselves a plug. Okay, that's done. Nice little thing to plug right into, and it tucks right up out of the way. You don't even have to look at it. New ground, cables ran all the way, got a ground on the alternator, got a ground on the firewall, got a new ground on the battery. There's a cover that goes over the top of this, so you won't see none of that. That cable runs down into there, all the way to the back, and then that's it. All right, all that's done, all wired up. Time for the D6500. Yeah, it'll look good in there. The D6500 is a direct replacement for this Group 65 battery in the Ford, so it should be no problem. Got the heat shield back on, got the posts on it, it's ready to drop in. I got the negatives on there. Time to do the positives. I'm gonna go ahead and slap a nice ANL fuse on there, run the wire, attach those blue wires to it, and I'm gonna be done with this project. Just got to start it up, check the trailer plug in the back, and I'm good to go. That's good. Alright, here's the sole purpose of why I did this, other than to be ready for a stereo upgrade, but the main reason was to get this trailer up to par. These batteries are sitting fat at 12.9, excess power, good stuff. But go ahead and plug that into the trailer port. Let's see how much it charges while the truck is running. It's not charging at all, is it? Yeah, this thing is not charging the trailer at all. I figured it was low because I thought I saw 13 once, but it just isn't charging at all. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of this right now. Anthony, go ahead and take that Anderson connector, plug that into the back, bud. Look at that. 14.6 all day long. Alright, with that thing charging fat, let's go take a look inside the trailer. Lights are nice and bright because it's running off the alternator of the truck, not just batteries. 14.6 in the trailer. The beds, everything. Like way more powerful. It's nice to know I can hit the switch on the F150, start it up, and have alternator power in here. So this is good. Yeah. All right, one more time. 12.53. The trailer's plugged in. Plug it in, bud. Yep. Good. It says power, baby. Mission accomplished. Now it's time to go to Pismo.